Can you realistically quit your 9 to 5 job in the next 6 months without an audience or a following on social media? In my experience, I would say yes. Obviously, anyone can go and hand in their notice at the end of watching this video, but unless you've got a serious stack of savings, investments, or you've got some additional income streams set up already, then that's probably not the most feasible option for most people. I only like to talk from personal experience. Unfortunately, I did have a few additional income sources set up alongside my 9 to 5 job, which basically meant the transition from a steady salary each month to a you're on your own lad scenario. It made the transition a lot easier, especially when the decision to leave my 9 to 5 job was made for me. The company I was working for went into administration and I just lost my job straight up. This happened in February 2020, which was probably one of the worst points to lose your job, because it was just before the COVID government support schemes and there was no companies hiring. I actually filmed a video on the day that I lost my job, so I'll leave that in the video description if you want a good laugh. Essentially, I've been working for myself ever since. I've got a couple of little companies set up and businesses which I run on a day-to-day basis. Talk a little bit about on this channel, and I'm basically just trying to provide value to help people do the same thing and basically provide advice which I wish I had when I was in that scenario a couple of years ago. So if you're interested in this sort of stuff, I would greatly appreciate a like and a subscribe. So everyone's going to have their own reasons behind why they want to quit their 9 to 5 job, whether that's starting a dream business or just having more time to travel or spend with your family. It doesn't really matter what the reason is. All that matters is that you are willing to put in the work to do it. Therefore, knowing this, the most realistic way to actually quit your 9 to 5 job in the next 6 months is to overcome all of the objections that you've got to leaving your job. For me, around 50% of these were in my head, just mental objections. I'm scared, I'm worried, etc., etc. And 50% of them were obviously financial, like I've got bills I need to live. So it's just like sales. You're not ever going to buy a product until all of your objections about that product have been met or overcome. So some common objections you might find in sales or marketing would be: is it value for money? Does it solve the problem I have? Is it reliable? Do I trust the salesman? Do I trust the company or the brand? Now flip those objections into the objections you would have if someone was selling the exact opportunity that you have been daydreaming about in your head for the last year, which results in you quitting a 9 to 5. Examples: I don't have 6 months worth of expenses saved up. That's an objection. I don't know whether the business that I've got in my head is going to work. It's another objection. I'm waiting to the end of the year till I get my end of year bonus. I don't want to quit my job until the business is making £2,000 per month profit. I'm not sure what my parents would think if I left my current job. I could go on and on with these. These are just some examples that might be festering in your head. You've probably got some other ideas which are festering in your head now, some other objections. I want this to happen, I need this to happen. What are they going to think? We all have these, we're all human. So take out a pen and paper and just write down these objections. Might be 5 objections, might be 2 objections, might be 10. Write down each objection that you have which is in your head and financially stopping you from quitting your job. Once you've written these down, you're then going to go back over them, and underneath each one you're going to write a statement which overcomes that objection. What needs to happen for that objection to be overcome? This is essentially how a lot of sales organizations and businesses write scripts for like selling on the phone or etc. But it's really the simplest way to determine like your non-negotiables to what needs to happen for you to take that jump, for you to take that leap, buy the product, for you to invest in the opportunity of quitting the job, starting the business. Need I go on? So for example, objection: I don't have 6 months worth of expenses saved up. Your overcoming statement might be: calculate the total cost of 6 months worth of expenses, set aside a fixed monthly contribution to add to a savings pot until you reach that total, and also reduce any discretionary payments like subscription services, meals out, spending. Cut back a bit until you reach that goal as quickly as possible. That would be one overcoming statement. Next one, I don't know whether the business in my head would actually work in real life. Well, your overcoming statement would be set up that business while you're still in your 9 to 5 job and prove the concept, prove the model as quickly as possible. I'm not sure what my parents would think. Sit down, have a chat with your parents, tell them what you're thinking, why you're not happy where you are, what you want to do, give them an idea, give them some proof of concept. If you've spent some time setting up the business, oh look, I've made 3 sales so far, I've spent this much on advertising, I've managed to secure a new client while I'm still in a 9 to 5, all this sort of thing. There are going to be other objections, such as I'm waiting till the end of the year for my end of year bonus. They're basically not even objections, they're just like excuses, like tire kicker objections. You're not really that interested in doing this, you don't really want to do it, you're just sort of making an excuse in your head to justify a reason why you can put this off for a little bit longer. I'm sure you're going to find these out when you go there, go through and write them all down, but we haven't got any time for them. So once you've actually written down the objections, you've written down your overcoming statements, what you're actually developing is like the bare bones of like a plan of how you're actually going to do this. Because once you see the business needs to be making £2,000 per month, overcoming statement, test the business, make sure that sales hit this, the profit margin can hit this, you're basically building this plan of how you're going to do it. And what you need to do is use these next 6 months to start executing on the overcoming statements, to counter your objections, to give you the confidence to hand in the notice. You never know, after 1 to 2 months you might be in a position where you can literally just go all in, hand in your notice and be absolutely flying with what you want to do. I know this video is slightly different to what I usually do, but if you've enjoyed it, hit me a like and a subscribe, leave me a comment below on what your thoughts are, what you might want to see next, and I will catch you again for another one. Cheers guys.